Hey, check me out one time, man. First off, top of the DL. Hope everybody woke up highly favored and highly blessed. So today, man, I'm gonna drop this segment on Poetic Flakko. I mean Poetic Flakko, whatever dude name is that work for November. He was bashing the gangbang community off some BS. He seen somebody else drop on, so he tried to run with it and try to make a point out of nothing, and he really ain't making too much sense. But he think he is because that's what these people do. But I ain't finna too much bore y'all, man. I'm finna get right into it. Hold on, check me out one time.
People just absolutely reading and destroying West Coast gangbangers. Charleston White is one of those people who made a video. But there was another video from someone that I don't think a lot of us know. I've never heard of him before, but he dropped a video that went pretty viral. And the best part about this video was he was absolutely correct. That anyone who watched the video, even if they were a gangbanger, they say, he cooking.
The most self-hating, selfish, sellout blacks in America are in Los Angeles, California. This is a fact. But when you redirect the conversation to the black gangs, oh man, they take it to a whole nother level. Like they take the to the next level.
Oh, you could stop the video right here and the dissertation would be complete and accurate. These the group of the funkiest, self-hating, white man loving, Mexican terrified group of niggas you've ever met. The CIA couldn't believe, they couldn't predict how successful this experiment would be. These group of gang-banging niggas was created in a lab, bruh. God ain't capable of creating a group of niggas this ignorant. I'm sorry, bro. Satan ain't capable of creating a group of niggas this trifling. This was created in the lab by the CIA. The white devil had to create this. That's a fact. I'm sorry. We don't need the support. My brother, stop it right here and your video is complete. Anybody, anyone who has had the displeasure of interacting with a gangbanger will tell you, brother, you are correct. Oh, my brother, you cooking. Oh, no. Oh, now you cook. Oh, you done started some shit now. Oh, you done started some ifs now today, man. You done started some ifs today, man. Oh, we got to talk about it, man. Oh, we got to talk about it today, man. Okay? They welfare mooching mamas done been on Section 8 for 50 years, but they still got the nerve to stop you to ask you where you from. When you trying to operate and go to your productive tax-paying citizen employment, and these unemployed folks want to stop you in your tracks to ask you where you from. Where you from? As if you need their permission to walk through neighborhoods. Your mama been on Section 8 for 50 years. You've been in the same household in that basement. You ain't ever thought about owning property in that community, but yet you.
All right, man. First and foremost, like I always say, man, y'all always get on here and y'all talk down on the gangbang culture, but y'all really don't have no real understanding or get nothing about it. But y'all so intrigued, bro, that y'all have to get on here and try to bash gang members and talk bad about it because y'all really, really intrigued, bro. And that's all it really is. But it's like now you going on here and you talking about y'all mooching mamas and this and that and you gang banging funky niggas and all this. Like, bro, first of all, let's get this straight. When you go somewhere in LA or wherever the case it may be, and another black person asks you where you from or something in that manner, that's a security measure, bro. For something that been going on way before you, way before me, anything. Because at the end of the day, you see an unfamiliar face, so you're like, okay, where you from? Is he from over here? Is he coming? Is he coming? Is he coming to inflict some type of harm over here to me or my peoples? Like, let me find out who this dude is. That's what that's about, bro. That's simple. Who is that? Who is that? How's that harming you? Or the dude that you just put on here talking about, oh, black people is the most sellout in LA, California. Who you work for again? Who cut your check? You work for November, right? Oh, okay. I just want to clear that up because you said you agreed with him and said that. black people and gang members as sellouts. Right, got it. So okay, it's a problem. Y'all make it a problem. Yeah, it's not first nature to y'all, but it's first nature to us because at the end of the day, we try to protect what's over here. That's what y'all not getting. You saying, oh, y'all don't own this. Y'all never thought about owning this. First of all, in a lot of hoods, people own stuff over there that was gang members. So you don't know what you're talking about, for one. And for two, how you sitting on here acting like you pro-black, but you talking down on poverty? How you gonna talk down on poverty, bro, and you black? Who got the highest rate when it comes to poverty? Black people. That's not by choice, bro. We don't deal with poverty by choice, bro. Like, come on, bro. I know you went to school, and I know your parents taught you a lot of stuff, bro. So, how you sitting here acting like it's a thing? It's okay to talk down on poverty when we was forced into poverty, bro. Like, you really think black people want to deal with poverty? Like, come on, bro. Let's go back, bro. Since you want to make it just seem like gang members is just dumb, let's go back. Do you know the strain that slavery put on black people? Period. As far as anything, while you sitting up here and talking about poverty, we was forced into poverty, fool. Because why? Back then, when all this stuff was going on, and the white people was buying stuff up and doing this and doing that, and making black people slaves, making them keep the conditions up and do this and do that and do that and work for them. And every time they ran away or anybody tried to be an outcast, they beat them and did all type of stuff to them, bro. Do you know the trauma, bro, that put on black people, bro? Even just still to this day, just think about it, bro. Do you know that, bro? Like, come on, bro. Like, you talking about this because you saying, oh, all y'all do is do stuff to black people. All y'all do is do this and do that. It's bigger than that, bro. But you sitting here sitting here talking down on black people, bro. Like you don't know what was going on. All that stuff that happened back in the day, slavery, all that. Like for example, what happened in Oklahoma in 1921? You feel me? When they terrorized Black Wall Street, burnt everything down and did all that. What was the reason, fool? What was their reason for doing all that? Because they did not want black people to have nothing, bro. They didn't want us to. They never wanted us to have no generational wealth, bro. That's why it's so bad for us, bro. All right, put it like this. All right, right now I think in 2025, the black homeowner rate went up. I think it's like 45%. You feel me? The whites, they number one. When it come to agricultural land, who owns the most of that? White people, 97%, and they own majority of the property in the world. When it comes to black-owned franchises, who own the most? Black people own about 3%, bro. If that. So how was you talking down on poverty when that's something that we're forced into, bro? We didn't get no head start. We didn't get nothing in that manner, bro, when it comes to this. So it's like when it comes to this world, this society that we live in, bro. So it's like, bro, you making yourself look dumb, on here trying to sound pro-black and say, oh, black people is the most self-hated, this and that, because when black people come over here, they bang on each other, or they say where you from, and they hurt other black people and do all this. Yeah, you're right. We do hurt other black people and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna say it's a trend, but it's just something that's real heavy out here because that's what's around. But it's not like it just got here, bro. A lot of this stuff, like man, like how do I say this without saying something too dumb? A lot of this stuff, bro. It don't just be, oh, this hood was right here, so it happened over this. A lot of this stuff happened over money, people getting into it, a lot of stuff like that, bro. Like people getting into it over a whole, like it varies, bro. The stuff that people get into it over, so they start beefing with each other. And us black people, we clash because we simple minded, and we don't never put in our head like, okay, let's think for a second. Why can't we go squash this and you feel me and go get some money together and do this or try to find out or try to figure out a way how we can put some businesses over here and we can all eat, you feel me? Because yeah, black people are simple minded, but we're not the only people that are simple minded, bro. And it's because basically what else do black people know when you come into this world, bro, and you're forced to struggle off the village? You know how many people watch their parents struggle? How many of these people struggle? So how you gonna just get on here and really do that, bro? Like you really gonna bash poverty? because they put low income and do all this type of stuff, and black people don't live in them because a lot of them don't have a choice. And then you talking about, oh, y'all ain't never tried to own nothing over here. What do you own, fool? Like I don't know. So I'm asking you from me. I want to know, like, what do you own? What have you ever went to a black? Do you got it enough to go to a black community right now? And all the people over there that you see doing bad, do you got enough to go offer them a job? To go offer them a free meal every day? You feel me? Somewhere to live, somewhere to take. You feel me? Take their kids to school, do anything in that manner. So how'd you bashing black people, fool? Like I really don't get it. Because you saying y'all saying that y'all expose gang members because we the most self-hated amongst each other because all the stuff that's going on in the world besides black gangs beefing with black gangs. But you can't say that, bro, because you know nothing about this, bro. You ain't never walked in them shoes. You ain't never woke up one morning and your mom telling you from you calling from jail, and your mom telling you, oh, they just killed your friend, or they just killed your brother, or they just killed Whoopie Whoop sister. You ain't never experienced that, bro, because you a civilian, fool. And the reason why people hate gang members so much is because we outcasts, bro. Because we don't live under them same rules and guidelines that you live under. You obey society, bro. You obey society because you're scared what's gonna happen if you don't. That's the problem with you, bro. That's the problem with a lot of civilians that don't have no understanding on the way we live, period. Y'all obey society because y'all scared, bro. Y'all scared to go out there and figure it out on your own. Or even if you don't figure it out on your own, you don't know how to manipulate or use the system for your benefits to get ahead. You feel like that's a bad thing. It's not, bro. But hold on, man. I'm going to post this other clip, then I'm going to get right back on this clown.
We understand, and don't get it mistaken though. This only applies to black folks. If that white boy want to walk through their neighborhood with a big camera, he can walk through freely. But don't you think you got the complexion for compassion? That's not a thing when it comes to these people, bro. I watched a video of a white boy riding through Compton with a big camera, knocking on doors, asking the common side to paint their house. You know what happened? They invited that white boy in, gave him a home-cooked meal. Now, I dare you, who don't got the complexion for compassion, ride through their hoods with a camera and knock on doors and see how fast you get unalive. So trust me, my brother, you don't need the supporting evidence. His supporting evidence includes at least one person that I like, that I love, called Young Hawk. So, Young Hawk, if you see this, man, it's Cannon Briggs who's talking about you, not Poetic Flakko, all right? So, let's roll the supporting evidence for this brother's claim, okay? I'm not gonna, take the brother's video. Let him explain himself.
Don't believe me? Well, look at this.
I'm in cell like 4 at the time. So, I see I'm banging on everything. Only people I'm not banging on is white boys and Mexicans. You feel me? They not my people.
We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It's regular that a nigga I'ma bang on everything black that I see.
Well, that's just one person. Just because one person says that doesn't mean that, well, look at this.
But what about the Serenos? They're pretty tough, aren't they?
Yeah, we fuck with our Mexicans though. Hell yeah. Like, we used to beef with the Mexicans, but they cool with us. Like, they good. They good people.
What about the Aryan Brotherhood?
They cool. They do tattoos and sometimes, so we be in there with them.
Like, that is really how they are. I'll never forget when I first got out here whipping the first few.
Then it's like this. You show these little clips and you get to acting like you got real supporting evidence to support what you're talking about. You don't. You and this dude played a clip that Young Hawk was on the jumper talking about, oh yeah, I was in cell 4 and you feel me, I was banging on all the blacks. I wasn't banging on no Mexicans or no whites. Let me explain this to you, bro. When you in jail, okay, whatever the case may be, you ain't banging on whites and Mexicans because really, Hoovers, they beef with a Mexican gang too. But our politics, bro, we're not allowed to fight the Mexicans and the whites if we was beefing with them, because that's gonna put the whole car in risk. So yeah, amongst each other, amongst blacks, That's how we get an understanding with each other. We come in there and we be like, hey man, Wooty, where you from? Okay, you from Wooty. Okay, I need that. We fight, whatever the case may be. We move forward and then we push together. So how is it wrong for not for not for following something for following our politics as far as not just going in there crashing the whites or crashing the Mexicans because it'll start a whole race thing and a bunch of innocent people that don't have nothing to do with nothing is gonna get hurt. That's the whole purpose of that, bro. That's why we don't be in the county jail fighting our Mexican or our white enemy, bro, because that's gonna put all the blacks at risk for one gang beefing with one Mexican city. It doesn't work like that, bro. That's not what you do. And then the other dude that you got on here, he's talking about, oh yeah, we used to be from Mexicans, we cool or whatever the case may be, blah blah blah. Then he say, oh yeah, what about the Aryan Brotherhoods? First of all, he probably ain't never even met nobody from Aryan Brotherhood. To keep it G, I just did 11 years in prison. I probably met two, if that. And for one, he doesn't know what he's talking about because ain't no blacks in no jail, in prison, or anything in that matter getting no tattoos from no white dude, especially no Aryan Brotherhood. Him just talking about, oh they cool, they do tattoos and stuff, so we deal with them. No, we do not. We do not deal with them in no way, shape, or form. So what are you talking about, bro? Like y'all just going to find people on the internet that's just saying dumb stuff, bro. That don't have no type of real knowledge of nothing that's going on, and then y'all post it on here like, oh, here's the proof, here's the proof. That's not proof, bro. I don't know what y'all talking about. Like I just said, it's a bunch of black gangs that really beef with Mexicans on the streets. For one, the Hoovers beef with Mexicans on the streets. Even though Hawk can talk about that whatever case may be. The Haitian Black Peace Zones beef with Mexicans. The East Coast is beef with Mexicans. Where I'm from, we beef with Mexicans where I'm at. It's a lot of gangs, bro, that beef with Mexicans. So why are you sitting up saying that black people is scared of Mexicans? Because of what? What makes us scared of them? In what sense? In what sense are we scared of Mexicans, bro? Like, come on, bro, you just talking, bro. Like, what? Like, because of what? Because some black gangs don't beef with Mexicans and they buy each other, and some of them share the same like hood or whatever it may be. So, if the blacks ain't tripping on the Mexicans and the Mexicans ain't tripping on them, how does that mean that the blacks are the ones scared of the other? Why it can't just be a common understanding? And then what you gonna say? Okay, how can y'all have a common understanding with the Mexicans, but y'all can't do it amongst each other? Bro, like I just told you, black people, bro, because of all the stuff that we have been through, and just the cycle that's been in this world, bro, it's hard, bro, for black people to put their differences to the side, bro. Even though we need each other more than the average person may know, it just don't work like that, bro. It's hard. It's hard to break a cycle. Cycles ain't just meant to be broke, bro. Like it don't happen like that sometimes. Some people break the cycle, some people don't. Yeah, like I just told you, white people, what they come from, they was always helping each other, doing this. Like I said, doing this. They got this business, that business. Okay, when I die, I'm gonna pass this on to my kids. Okay, whoop de whoop here. You should buy into this so you can have some generational wealth. We've been doing this. We wasn't doing that, bro. Like I just said, we was getting tortured, bro. We didn't have these thoughts that some people starting to think now, like, oh, I need to get some generational wealth for my kids, for their kids, and so on and so forth. Black people wasn't thinking like that, bro, because when we was put where we was put at, all we was doing was getting slaughtered. We didn't have no win to do nothing. So now, as the black people come into this world and stuff start happening, and then all this people coming into this, okay, I'm from right here, I'm from right here. People ain't thinking, oh, how can we come together and do this and do that? Like it takes more than one, bro. It takes a lot to do that, bro. It takes an army to win a war, bro. It takes an army to win a war, bro. So what you think it's gonna take to get blacks to come together and realize that we don't need to be beefing with each other and we just need to focus on money? Like it's gonna take a lot, bro. Like it's happening. People do it. Y'all might not see it, But people do this, a lot of hoods that's peace treating each other, doing all type of stuff because people care about money. And then you keep saying, oh, this like, oh, it's saying that our people are scared of Mexicans, bro. Like, how do you sound? Like, it ain't never that, bro. Like, I didn't been in jail, I done been on the streets, I done did everything when it comes to blacks interacting with Mexicans, bro. And it ain't that, bro. Like you going too far, bro. You just talking like you sound like a sellout, bro. So it's like, man, come on, bro. At the end of the day, you gotta really put some real facts behind what you talking about. Because the stuff that you clipping up and posting, that's not no real facts, fool. We're moving right along. Like when it comes to the blacks and the Mexicans, we got a lot of similar politics. For instance, on the streets, blacks speak for blacks, but when we come to jail, we try to put that to the side. We fight, settle our differences, and then we cool. Mexicans on the street, they beef for Mexicans. They beef for each other on the street just like we do. Then when they go to jail, they don't fight because they people don't allow them to do that. So that's as far as I'm gonna go into that. I ain't gonna say why or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna just leave it at that. But the politics is similar because they tell they people, oh yeah, we can't trip on the blacks because it's gonna start a race riot, and then it's just gonna be up in flames in here. And the blacks, we telling each other the same thing. So it's like y'all so quick to judge about us and the Mexicans having a certain understanding, and y'all don't even know. Like you feel me? Like I just said, blacks is trying to get understanding of each other to stop a lot of stuff. It just ain't happening yet. So y'all gotta really go through y'all homework before y'all just get to speaking on stuff. Like literally, bro. Like that's one thing I don't come on here and do. I never get on here and just talk about something that I know absolutely nothing about. And I've always been like that. My pops taught me that young. Like don't never talk about something you don't know nothing about. So I'ma always make sure I know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's what y'all need to do because it's like y'all really sit on here and y'all talk about these gang members and how y'all act like other people just hate black people so much. Like, bro, like I said, y'all hate the gang members, but y'all really showing trade line. And it's because of a reason, bro. Because y'all ain't never just seen a group of people that's so much of an outcast to society and basically do what they want. We do all the stuff that we're not supposed to do. And yeah, we got politics, right? Civilians got politics too. Oh, y'all don't? I'm gonna explain it to y'all. What do you gotta work up and do? I mean, what do you have to wake up and do when you're a civilian? You have to wake up and get a job. You gotta pay taxes, and you gotta abide by society rules. If you don't, what does happen? If you don't pay your taxes, they come get your money, they take it from you, and then they take you to jail. If you don't work, you don't go to school to do something, make some type of profession in this world, what happens? You be on the streets. You can't do nothing. Now you're a bum. You're a loser. You have nothing. They basically throw you to the curb. So how y'all don't follow politics too? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? What do y'all think the gang culture got their politics from? It's just formed different. Where do y'all think we got? Where y'all think we get it from? Y'all think we just wake up and be like, oh yeah, it's our politics? No. It all came from us watching society. And then we just put it in our own format. So I don't understand why y'all acting like it's so far fetched when civilians got politics too. And y'all live by it. And like I just said earlier, y'all live by it because y'all scared of the outcome. I'm not scared of no outcome. Nothing. When it comes to nothing, I've been through everything in this world already where I feel I don't have to be scared of nothing. I didn't fought for my life with the system. I didn't fought for my life on the streets. I didn't provide. I didn't did everything. I didn't did everything that people say I wasn't gonna do. Literally. The only thing I ain't did yet is I don't own nothing. I don't own nothing. And I ain't got no business yet. But for sure, best believe I'm working on it. And that's what I wake up and that be my push every day. I'm finna get my own. I'm gonna make sure my kids are straight when I leave. So every gang member ain't stupid, bro. It's a lot of us that's not just dummies, bro. You just don't know because you ain't never sat down and really chopped it up with no real gang member that's gonna really do some real gang, bro. Because you really do a lot of police stuff. So people really don't be trying to chop it up with you. And I'm gonna say this. Y'all can take this as shade or whatever y'all want to do. Whoever is a gang member at No Jumper and they heard this segment that you just dropped and they are allowing you to sit up there and they haven't approached you or at least even sat down and put some content on this segment and really got their point across and told you like fool you wrong, trash, bro. Fair point blank. Moving right along from to show y'all this other clip and holler at y'all.
Are you trying to give back to the community or start a business in those impoverished communities to help out the communities? The first person that's going to come to give you an obstacle ain't the white man now. No, the white man is going to give you the proper permit. The white man is going to give you the proper permission to set up shop. The white man is going to give you probably some assistance to start that business. But the IGA, the funky gangbangers is going to pull up on you and try to extort you, request or demand a portion of the money you make at that business. Make sure they come to your business and get whatever they want for free. And if not, and if you don't comply, well, guess what? All right. They will destroy your business. They will rob your business. They will hurt you. They will make sure people don't want to come there no more by harassing the clients. This is just how they operate, bro. When you are in this city, your number one obstacle is always going to be the street dude, the gangbanger. And that's just a fact. I'm sorry. No.
Okay, man. First and foremost, you need to start watching these black gangster movies that they putting on Tubi or these movies that they made back in the day, bro. Because I'm really starting to think that's where you getting your supposed called facts that you be saying. Like, bro, look, you basically saying if somebody comes start a business in any hood, in LA or wherever the case may be, the first thing that's gonna happen is somebody gonna go over there and try to tax them. First of all, you ain't never talked about nothing about taxing nothing until allegedly they said this is what Big U was doing when he went to jail. Now all of a sudden that Big U went to jail for allegedly extortion. Now all of a sudden you think that's what all gang members do to stuff in their hood. Bro, stop it, bro. You know what you're talking about. Do you know how many businesses are in other people's hoods right now that are not touched? And they come and once you get to know these people, they come and call gang members like, hey man, Whoopi Whoop just came up here and did this, you feel me, can you holler at him? And we gonna fix them problems. Yeah, we might go in there and they might let us get a tab or something and some of the homies pay, some of them don't. They burn their bridges, that's on them. It happens, you feel me? But not majority of the time we keep the peace at them establishments though. So what are you talking about? And if somebody is taxing one of them establishments, it really too much ain't gonna get out. Like literally, bro, or less something like something like tragic happen or something. But majority of the time, like, bro, like, and I'm saying from experience, bro. I go to damn near every store in my hood, bro. And my mindset is not, oh, I'm finna go tax them. If they don't let me do this, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna make sure they don't get no business. I'm gonna do this. I've never done that. I've never thought about that, bro. Like I said, you really watching movies or something and just think that's how this life works, and that's not what happens, bro. Like I swear, I literally believe that you feel because allegedly that's what Big U was in jail for, and now you've seen that, you just think like, oh, this is what happens to the gang culture. If you got a business in the hood, they're gonna come tax you, they're gonna come do this, bro. All type of people got businesses in people hoods, and they're not black owned. I tell you that much. And don't nothing happen to them. And then at that, you saying the white man gonna be the first person to try to help you and assist you by doing what? They're gonna tell you, oh, your credit score gotta be this. I need this much money, and you gotta give me this much money on time every month, or I'm gonna come take this business from you, and then hey, you're on your own. That's what they're gonna tell you. That's the assistance in this world that we say is supposed to be called a free world. Somebody else, a regular human being like me, can tell me if I don't do this, do that, and the other, they gonna take my business from me and tell me to beat it. First of all, let me give you a prime example. First people, this, and I'm saying this coming from when you a gang member, used to be a gang, whatever the case may be, when you try to start something, bro. I don't even got no business in the hood, but I do a lot of non-profit work for nothing when it comes to kids in my community. And do you know what happens to me, bro? When I ride around my community doing certain stuff and doing a good cause for these kids, every day, bro. I promise you, for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, damn near every day, when I was taking these kids to our community park, to football practice, picking them up from school, dropping them off at home, buying them this, buying that. Do you know how many times a week, bro, I got pulled over, harassed, and searched by the police, bro, just because I'm a gang member? But that makes it okay, right? Because I'm a gang member. If I'm a gang member and I'm doing right, why does that mean that I gotta get harassed? So it's like you don't know what you're talking about, bro. People try to do so much good in their community. As gang members, you know how much I preach and make sure that these kids ain't out here gang banging or doing the stuff that I grew up doing. I don't have to do that, bro. I got my own kids to tend to, but I take the time out of my day, out of my life, and I do this consistently, bro. Every week, every day. I still do it right now, bro. My brother's got a nonprofit right now where all they do is help kids, train them, take them to their house, feed them, look out for them, buy them stuff. They got a real nonprofit that they do that called Press Play. I do this without a nonprofit, bro. I do this just because it's what I love to do and because I love to give back to the kids and I don't want them to be nothing like me. So it's like, bro, you don't got it all figured out when it comes to the gang culture, bro. You don't in no way, shape, or form. And all this stuff that you're saying is really bunk. Like you sound like a bozo, bro. Like for reals. Oh, they gonna come do this. They gonna take your business. They gonna make sure nobody come. They gonna do this. So why is the majority of these businesses in these hoods successful? Liquor stores, Louisiana Chickens, 7-Elevens, little mom and pop stores, um, the pharmacies, all this. Why is all this stuff successful if all we come do is take from it? Yeah, no, yeah, I'm not gonna say that some of this stuff has not been robbed before because it has. But as far as people just coming here like saying, "Oh yeah, we just gonna come shut your business down if you don't give us this and pay taxes," no, that does not happen. Does not happen. That's cap, Flakko. You don't know what you're talking about. So please kill it with all that, bro. But on to the next segment, though, man. Moving right along.
Lunatics.
Many California niggas start look like, not California, the LA talking that gang talk. These is more drama filled, emotionally responsive. These got traits. We used to idolize them. Man, if we would have knew these was like this here, nigga, we would have never got down there. Cause gang banging is a bunch of boys. A bunch of boys. I say I love you. But when you do something wrong, I'm gonna get the family to hurt you. What family they do that in? You wanna teach your brother something, so we finna punch on you to teach you. Nah, nigga, if we would've known these LA niggas were really lame, hide behind that red and blue in that street that was popular, homie, we wouldn't got that kind of respect. They would be treated just like they get treated when they come to the Midwest and it ain't a bunch of California. They some of the friendliest, nicest you can ever meet. And they very understanding when they away from their block. They try to play tough and hard. But man, really, how much LA lame, homie. But when I find out them LA ain't nothing but a bunch of bullies and them ain't hard as we thought they was, they living off their reputation of gangbanging. But if you put that shit to the test, you'll find out that shit is weak.
Man, then he go ahead and put this clown on here, this Charleston White dude. Like I've said it many, many times before, bro, and a bunch of different segments I've done. Charleston White is highly intelligent. I give him that. But when it comes to this gang culture, he has no say so or no relevance in any way, shape, or form. And here's why. Charleston White said he came from a two-parent household. He was on that one interview with Wack, when Wack told him, like, oh, your mama and dad didn't tell you not to snitch. And he told Wack, like, no, my mom and dad didn't teach me that. If your parents told you that, they failed you. So he came from a good household, right? Somehow, he still ends up going to jail. He wasn't from nowhere. He wasn't from no gang. But when he goes to jail, and this happens all the time, he's a non-affiliate. He goes to jail, and he wants to be accepted. So what does he do? He go in there, he starts banging the gang. He started banging, I think, Texas 6-0 or something like that. If you so much your own person that came from a good household, and you acting like supposedly you didn't know about this and that or whatever, the first thing you did, bro, was join the gang. You been wanting to join the gang. You were just so much under your parents when you couldn't. So the moment you got to jail, you joined the gang. You ain't never did too much for no gang. All you was doing was in there fighting. So I guess you had some fights for 6-0, okay, whatever the case may be. Then you get out. First of all, you a snitch. They probably didn't know you was a snitch when they put you on. But as I just said, this happens in jail a lot, bro. Excuse me. People come to jail, they don't be from nowhere. They get around a certain individuals, they get turned out. That's all Charleston White did. He got out. I'm pretty sure he couldn't go back over there. They all probably knew he was a snitch or whatever the case may be. So now, what does he do? He starts acting like he's a form of the law. So now he wants to be a cop. He wants to follow society and do all this other stuff that he act like he wants to do, whatever the case may be. Because now he's getting paid for it, and he feel like it's the best thing for him, or whatever the case may be. But it's like, bro, you don't hear it saying all this nonsense. It's saying all this stuff. You said, oh, you from a gang, and you do something wrong, your brother's gonna correct you. Okay. You said what part of brotherhood, what part of love is that? I'm gonna give you two different examples. For one, your mom and your dad, when you do something wrong, what they do? They discipline you in whatever form that they do, so you don't do it again. They're trying to teach you so you don't mess up. That's one example. For two, what you abide by. Society. If you're in society and you mess up, say you go out one day, you commit a robbery, or you have a fight with somebody, or you do anything in that manner, you feel me? You have a fight, you assault somebody, or something like that. What society do? They take you to court. They make you sit in court, fight your case, and then they give you a punishment, whether it's jail or whatever the case may be. So what are they doing? They punishing you so you don't do it again. But you follow society, all right? And you feel like society is great, and they do all the right stuff. But it's okay for society to tell you you can't do this and that, and if you do it, we're gonna send you to jail. You cool with that? But it's wrong if you from a gang and you mess up. So when you mess up, you get disciplined. As far as it goes for two of your brothers slacking on you to let you know that this is wrong, you're not gonna do this, don't do it again. How is that wrong, bro? That's teaching. You ain't trying to kill them. You ain't trying to do nothing. You ain't trying to harm them too bad. It ain't like you putting feet on them or nothing like that. That's not a DP. Additional action is just when you just sock your brother up and let him know like what you did wasn't cool, fool. Don't do it again. So now in his head he gonna think like, okay, I did this time, and they just socked me up, so I know I can't mess up and do this or do no buster shit or go against our guidelines that we signed up for because I don't want it to go left. That's all that is, bro. Just like when you get pointed onto a game. Do you know the reason you get jumped onto a game, fool? Oh, I forgot. You start banging in jail, so you don't know. You get jumped onto a game so you can know what it feels like to be jumped. That's all that is, bro. You get jumped on, so now if you're ever in that situation and then you get jumped, you know what it's like. You know what it feel like. So you just gotta try to fight your way up out of it. It ain't no we trying to do you bad or nothing like that. Like, no, that's not what it's about, bro. So you really don't know what you're talking about. And like I said, you have no say so because you came to jail and started banging the game and got out and stopped banging the game because you were a rat. So kill it, bro. Like Flakko, you putting him on here, you don't even know, like you don't even know what's going on, bro. Like he ain't no spokesperson just because he talk bad about gang members. He been doing that because he get his money from that. He know that's his biggest thing to talk about, bro. That's all it is. He know that's what his followers want to hear him badmouth gangs. He's not doing this because he really know what's going on or he really regret trying to be a gang member. He don't regret nothing. He just wasn't accepted, and then he went to jail. He was accepted for a little bit. He got out. He was a snitch. He couldn't go over there. He talking about, oh, the California people that's gangbangers is nice. So we nice, and y'all used to idolize us, or whatever the case may be, whatever you're saying. Them gangs that started where you from, in Texas and all that, where they come from? Why y'all didn't start your own gangs? All them gangs, the roots come from down this way, bro. So what are you talking about? Y'all still idolize us. You just don't. You feel me? The gang members, all the stuff out there, bro, it came from down here. If it wasn't from down here, bro, y'all would, ain't no telling what y'all would have up here. So you can't say that, bro. Like you don't know what you're talking about. And then y'all keep going back to this. Oh, gang members just saw what the Mexicans put them to the test. What test do they put us through? On the streets, it's a lot of black gangs that beef with Mexicans. They be up and down. Okay, if you talking about in jail, I'm gonna give you a prime example in jail. In jail, it could be the black people could have a population, and this is what they say. They tell you in jail that they go off of population. That's what they get a majority to. No matter how many black people in prison, they will never give us the population. Never. We're always outnumbered by the Mexicans in jail. Always. They always let it be more Mexicans than blacks. Do you know why they do that? Because they know they don't want the blacks to have that much power, bro. Because they don't know what to expect. They don't know what we gonna do. The same reason is what I just explained earlier. How they did all that and they tried to make us slaves and do all that and they was killing people and doing all this bad stuff to keep our numbers down, bro. Because they didn't want our population to be that. Because they didn't know what to expect. Because we was always strong. We just didn't have the knowledge back then that we needed to have that they had because they was hiding from us. And now we have the knowledge and we know what to do. And we know if we come together how strong we can be. So in the prison systems, bro, they will never let us have a majority because they know we're going to take over everything and they feel like it's going to be chaos. So they don't do that. They always let the Mexicans have the population over us as far as them outnumbering us. They would never let us outnumber the Mexicans in no jail, in no way, shape, or form. So go do your homework, bro. Before y'all just get to keep talking, I keep telling y'all, homie, y'all keep talking, but y'all don't really know what y'all talking about, bro. I really do though, because I done been there, and I done been on these streets. So Flakko, you gotta come way harder than that, bro. You gotta come harder than somebody like Charleston White. You bringing a rat on here. And I know a lot of people was gonna say, so how can y'all figure out in jail how much y'all need each other and work together, but y'all can't do that on the streets? It's like this. In jail, you condemned in that small environment. And you feel me? It ain't a bunch of it ain't no guns in there. So it's not a bunch of killing going on. Like killing do happen in jail, but it's not a bunch of killing going on. You can't go to this neighborhood, that neighborhood, this neighborhood. You feel me? All people really do in jail is network with people that really is about something and try to figure stuff out. And then the people who do got that real understanding, it's on some, okay, we're gonna come together, the Bloods, the Crips, whatever the case may be, and we on some get money type stuff. And if it go left, you know, the problem at hand is if we gotta deal with the Mexicans, if it go to it. But right now, it's so much like stuff going on in the prison system that I'm not even gonna talk about that it ain't even too much that like it's rare. Like it gotta be something like over some money or a misunderstanding and something happen. It's rare that the blacks and the Mexicans have a riot because it's like it ain't got better and people got a better understanding. So yeah, people be having that understanding in jail. Like I said, that we need each other. We use our head more. All we got time to do is sit there and think. Then when we get out, we basically forget about it. And we shouldn't, and that's messed up. But that don't mean it's just, that still don't mean it's just hatred for each other as far as black on black. Like, yeah, Flakko, to a certain extent, the only part that you make sense on is trying to say, why are y'all doing this, or why are y'all getting to each other, and why do y'all hate each other? But it's not hate, bro. It's just from the prior events that have happened years and years and years and years and years and years. And like I said, that's what people going off of. So they not thinking about, oh, we finna just squash all this and be cool. All the blacks, we just gonna be cool, and that's that. And you know, we just gonna get money together, and you know, we gonna focus on a whole nother race. Like, that's not what people think. It's like, okay, we have no win. Everybody always say, why y'all don't do this with the white people? For one, we have no win in no way, shape, or form. They, like, the black population is probably what, like 14%, and the white population is probably half of the world. So what we gonna go up against? What we gonna do? I want y'all to explain it to me. Like, it's not gonna happen. That's why you gotta pick your battles, you feel me, and maneuver and win like that and do the stuff that we supposed to do. That's how we finesse our way through these situations, you feel me, when it comes to getting over on the stuff, when it comes to the white people that be trying to do us foul and stuff like that. But just an all out war, the blacks and the white people in the world, like what y'all be trying to say y'all want to happen, it'll never work. Why? They got way more dough than us. They got way more resources, and they already got, it's already like basically they already got everything like basically in a chokehold. Like, just go look up the numbers statistically, and y'all will see what I'm talking about. Now, we had the if we had the money and all the resources that they had, and we never had that setback when we had slavery and all that, I guarantee you, bro, we wouldn't be at the bottom of the food chain. We'd be at the top. And it's nothing nobody can tell me. Just like everybody always say, oh, if the blacks and the Mexicans put their differences to the side and work together, they could take over everything. To a certain extent. But it's still gonna be hard because of what the white people own and the resources that they got in their back pocket that we don't have. Like, yeah, the Mexicans got a lot of resources. You feel me? Black people is powerful. So that put together, it would mean a lot. But it's not as easy as y'all think, bro. Like, this is the world that we live in. Like, y'all don't understand, bro. Like, black people get to doing this and try to do that. What we gonna do? They got so much stuff, bro, like, that they can just issue upon us that we can't do nothing with. So it's like, bro, we not worried about that. We just trying to basically get in where we fit in, because what we came from was so bad, bro. And like I said, that setback really did a lot for black people, bro. And before our moms and grandparents and stuff, before we came in with gang members and stuff like that, they was in these areas, bro. And we just live here, and these hoods started, and we go from there, and we just adapted to the situation, bro. That's what human beings do. They adapt to situations, bro, in the best way that they can. And that's what black people been doing. They've been adapting. In a lot of ways, it's negative. So y'all just think it's all hatred. But it ain't all hatred. And one way you find out it ain't all hatred is when you go to prison. When you in that county jail. When you really know, like, okay, yeah, I beef with them on the streets, but he just saved me in a riot. This just happened. He just did this. He just helped me get this money. He just brought my girl up here. He just did this. He seen my girl out there, whoop-de-whoop. My girl forgot her money in the car. His girl gave my girl some money and said, just give it to me and get out. Like, just the small stuff that happened. You feel me? Just walking laps, chopping it up with each other, doing all type of stuff. Some people take the relationship to the streets. Like, it's some people that's really trying, bro. And it ain't just like I said, the hatred comes from somebody that you be around getting harmed, dying, or something happening like that. That's when the hatred comes. It ain't just, oh, I'm right here. Yeah, start off with, oh, I'm right here, and I know I beef with that gang, even though they killed the older homies that I don't know nothing about. Then once it happened to your generation, now you have a reason to feel some type of way. So it ain't we just hate each other, bro. It's just a sick cycle that we need to break that we ain't broke yet. But that still don't give you no right, you, Charleston White, or nobody, bro, to downplay poverty or black people because y'all really don't know what's going on. We're moving right along now, man.
I seen a video recently with my guy P Nice. Now I love P Nice, so that's my brother, and hopefully he's not upset at me telling the story. So there's a viral clip going around where they're claiming, yo, we ran P Nice out of this particular like barbecue or this baseball game, right? Now, the person who's telling everybody is one of P Nice homie from his own section. So P Nice then came on camera and he said, hold on, man. You my homie, and you see me is just me versus an entire baseball field, and I'm politicking and they trying to get me out. You see that happening, and you from my section, you my brother, instead of coming over to help me out or to help me politic the situation out, or to say, man, listen, man, to kick my brother out, I'm leaving too. You from my section. Instead of doing that, you then hop online to gossip about me while you watch the situation happen and you from my own section. Man, they don't love each other, man. All that brotherhood talk out the... Bro, these dudes will run to the internet before any other group of people you know, bro. They gossip. They backbite.
Okay, so now I'm talking about this situation that happened with P Nice when he went to the Hoovers and the Troubles baseball game or whatever the case might be, whatever it was. You saying that there's no loyalty and his homie is wrong and this and that and so forth. So I keep telling you, bro, you don't be understanding what's going on. For one, they not feeling P Nice for him doing whatever he doing with 4 extras. It's the reason why, bro. Do you know what 4 extras hood then did to them hoods that was there? Do you? So of course they gonna feel like if we allies, why is you kicking it with this dude 4 extras, whatever the case may be, and doing what you doing with him? If his people didn't harm our people from our hood, allegedly. So that's the part that you don't get. That's why, bro. There's certain rules and guidelines that is stuff that we follow that you're not supposed to do. If I'm allies with this hood, why am I gonna go over here and function with a hood that the hoods that I'm supposed to be allied with? Why would I do that? And like I said, everything that I can compare to the real world. If right now, whoever the United States is allied with, if somebody that we allies with, when it comes to these countries and stuff, if they go mess with somebody that we beef with, what are we gonna do? We're gonna cut them off. We're liable to go at them. We cutting off their water for sure. So how is it wrong for another hood to kick P Nice out of there for him messing with somebody that they don't deal with? Come on, bro. That's law. And then you said, okay, his homie. Instead of his homie going over there and help him. First of all, yeah, he's his homie from his hood. But you want his homie to go over there and be in the wrong for him for some stuff that he doing? He don't have to do that. Now he could have been a righteous dude if P Nice was his boy and went over there, like the homie leaving him up out of here too for me to forget y'all. He could have did that. But he probably feel like, P Nice, you messing with them dudes and they whack us out. They say F us and do all this, so hey man, that's on you. So it's like P Nice don't got no business dealing with 4 extras in no way, shape, or form. For one. So that's why it went like that, bro. So it's like like I said, you gotta think before you talk. You just talking about stuff, and then at that, another comparison. You work at No Jumper. Soon as Brick Baby went to jail, the moment he went to jail, everybody at No Jumper dropped a segment on him, talking about him. Oh, Brick Baby got a Fed case. He in jail for this. All y'all did is do bad stuff, talk bad about him. Besides Adam, supposedly, who else sleeps in money? He was all y'all colleagues. All y'all work with him. Y'all all was cool. And right now, if something happened to somebody at No Jumper and they quit, you for sure, you're going to be the first person on there talking bad about them, whatever situation it is. So how is you talking about what gang members doing? Talking about we the most gossiping and crybaby and this and blah 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 and all this other dumb stuff you just said. When this is, excuse me, when this is all you do, bro. This is all you do, bro. All you do is get on here and talk bad about people for content. This is all you do. I promise you, bro. If something right now happened to Adam 22, you will be the first person on there. Oh, Adam this, Adam that, Adam this. You just did it. Oh, this is bad for No Jumper. Adam getting sued. Adam did this. Oh, 4 extra this. Oh, this. All of y'all, bro. You do exactly what you just said gang members do. So you just contradicted yourself. And then at that, you don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah, dude shouldn't have went on the internet and post no content about it or whatever the case may be. But that's how gang members is learning to make money off YouTube. They trying to drop content and get in the content space, just like me and every other gang member, because we feel like we can benefit from it. So what, y'all the only ones that's supposed to benefit from it? So we wrong because we gang members and we get on here and say certain stuff for content, but y'all been doing it. And for one, I don't know about everybody else, but me, I don't do what you do. You get on here and talk freely about any and everything, bro. Open murder investigations, all type of stuff, bro. And like I said, a lot of y'all content is really just based on gang members, bro. Literally, y'all just No Jumper. I'm gonna say it like this, and this is a statement. No Jumper ain't nothing without gang members. If y'all don't talk about gang members, if y'all don't bring gang members up here, bro, No Jumper is nothing. Nothing at all, bro. Yeah, No Jumper they turned into a straight gang podcast, bro. Without the gang members, No Jumper would die out. If all the gang members stopped going to No Jumper, bro, it would be nothing, bro. Literally, it would be nothing to go off of, bro. Y'all would be up there getting something close to no views talking about hip hop. And these are entertainers. The world that we live in. Y'all getting more views off gang members than talking about celebrities. Y'all are nothing, bro, without talking about us, bro. It's so much other stuff that's going on in the world, bro, that y'all don't talk about. That's like one of my last segments when the little boy died under anesthesia at the dentist. Bro, I didn't see not one of y'all get on there and say nothing to his mom, try to put her story out there, nothing. Little belt boy was 2 years old, died from an accident that the dentist made. And I didn't see not one person on No Jumper get on there, especially you. And if they did do it, I just didn't see it. But I know for a fact you didn't get on there and talk about that little boy and send no prayers out to his mom and try to put her story out there because she just lost her 2-year-old. But the moment a gang member do something, you gonna be on there. Oh, he's cooking. Well, let me talk about this. Let me do this. Oh, yeah, gang members think this and they think that. Where you from? Where you from? Don't talk about something that matter, bro. Go share some light on something that really matter in the world, bro. Because you really just doing this for money, bro. You ain't doing this because you actually care. You're the same as Charleston White. Y'all do what y'all do for the money. You're not trying to shine no light on nothing, bro. I told you, you're really a cop, fool. All you do, any dude that get on here and talk about open cases and just talk about it, you're a cop, bro. Period, point blank, bro. So what if it's public knowledge or whatever the case may be? That don't mean you go on here and do it because the police do use a lot of stuff that people like you put on the internet, bro. Move right along.
Ignorance applied to any and every group of people, we understand. But we see how they operate, how they function when it comes to the Mexicans. The Mexicans, 99.9% of gangbanging blacks is terrified of Mexicans. Terrified. Because the Mexicans not playing, bruh. There's a reason why those gangbanging black podcasters you see who's online gossiping about their own, gossiping about black business, gossiping about any unfortunate event that happened with their own, even though their audience, by the way, and don't get it messed up, the audience of the hip-hop podcast, of the black YouTubers, their audience is at least 70% Hispanic because they're based in LA. Even though their audience is 70% Hispanic and their audience will want to hear you talk about some Hispanic stuff too, they don't ever cross that line to fix their lip to think they about to discuss some Hispanic business. They don't ever fix their lip to think they about to discuss something trendy or happening in the Hispanic community. They don't ever fix their lip to think they about to discuss a Hispanic gangbanger being caught up in some drama. It's not happening because they know better. There's a reason why you ain't never seen no black gangbanging podcaster mention the double M. Ask them what the double M is. I bet they face freeze up. I bet they go black and blue in the face. I bet they go gray. Yo, they don't. They won't even mention the word. There was
Like for reals, man. Dude just be talking. Like for reals, like when you keep like it's really irking that you keep saying this scared that the blacks are scared of Mexican stuff. Like I don't know if you're just talking about the podcast world because you're saying people don't talk about them or whatever the case may be. But when it comes to real life gangbanging, bro, ain't nobody scared of no other race. So like miss me with that, bro. Like you need to just cut down. Like you just running your mouth, bro. What makes y'all think that black gangs are scared of Mexican gangs when real black gangs beef with real Mexican gangs? And the black gangs are still here and still dominant in the streets. I named like 4 of them for you earlier, bro. You need to really go listen and pay attention before you say stuff like that, bro. Like it ain't like yeah, it's probably some that it went bad for, but it's real household gangs out here that beef with Mexicans that still standing and they still hold their own to the fullest and their numbers is up and they with the activity. So shut up, bro. Like stop just man. Then you on here first of all. Now you bringing up the Mexican mafia. You probably the only thing you probably know about the Mexican mafia is probably because you watched American Me or something. You know nothing about the Mexican mafia, bro. And by how I know you don't, because you're saying why a black never got on here and talked about the Mexican mafia. Why would we get on here and talk about something that we're not a part of, something that we can't relate to? I done been around plenty of people, but not plenty of people. I done been around people that's Mexican mafia, but that don't mean I'm going to get on here and give you and the police insight on them. Just because they're another race, I'm still going to think the same way. I'm not with incriminating nobody, bro. You want people to get on here and talk about the Mexican mafia so you can have some type of insight to use for your content. Like, no, bro. People is not gonna do that, bro. Like, what is wrong with you? That's what I'm saying. You don't know nothing, bro. Everything ain't meant to be talked about on the net, bro. For you it is. For us it's not. Nobody finna just get on here and just be like, oh yeah, the Mexican mafia this, the Mexican mafia that. It don't have nothing to do with being scared. It's because we're not a part of that. So we have no reason to come on here and talk about them and put their business out here, you dummy. Like, come on, bro. You saying, oh, the black people don't be on here. They don't share light on the Mexican community. They don't do this. They don't do that. Because that's not us, bro. Why do we need to get on here and talk about the Mexicans and their business, bro, when we don't know the full stuff about their business? So we'll be getting on here just talking, bro, about what we see on the internet. We're not y'all. Y'all see something on the internet and y'all just go off of it. I see something on the internet, I go do my homework, and then I give my insight on it. I don't just go see something and talk down on somebody. So if I don't talk down on my own race, why would I just go get something and talk down on the Mexicans? Like if I feel like it was something I need to get my insight on when it comes to the Mexicans that I seen that they did, I would do it. And I wouldn't care what nobody said about it. I don't care. But what I'm not gonna do is get on here and be a dummy and incriminate something that I know I shouldn't be incriminated for your life. You want somebody to get on here and incriminate the Mexican mafia. Talking about, oh, if somebody said their face gonna turn blue, they gonna be scared. They scared to say it. Like, come on, bro. You know nothing about that, bro. So shut up. Like, bro, like you really just running your mouth, bro. You really just got on here and said a bunch of nothing. Then you really made yourself look like an idiot because you're talking about the Mexican mafia and you know nothing about that. And you talking about you don't understand why blacks don't talk about it because you know nothing, bro. But I'm gonna end this segment, man, with that. And that's all I really wanted to get on. Like I said, because how can a dude that's acting like he's so pro-black, like he's so pro-black, get on here and shame black people in private because they're gang members, or whatever the case may be, saying that gang members hate each other because they ain't came together as one. You could have just said, y'all confused and y'all need to get it right and y'all need to figure it out and stop going at each other. It's not hate, bro. Like I said, people just look at it like that. When the Mexicans do stuff to their people, do it mean they hate people? They, one of the, like, man, they got plenty of structure inside the walls and on the streets. They still do stuff to each other. White people, they got all this money, all type of stuff. They still do bad stuff to each other. In jail, on the streets, everything. It's the same thing, bro. With every race, it's the same thing, bro. It's just some races is more fortunate than other, so it look better to the outside people looking in. Dummies like you and these other podcasters that don't know what they talk about and just go on here and just run their mouth because they don't know what's going on. But it's a revolving door, bro, with all the races, bro. It's the same stuff. It's just like I said, some people, some races got more than others and got better resources, so it looks better. But at the end of the day, man, you feel me? Y'all get in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel. And like I said earlier, man, if you're a gang member and you at No Jumper, y'all should be at Flakko, bro. Y'all should be sitting down with him, telling him about himself, and y'all should be really doing a segment, if with him or without him, about this and really set the record straight and let him know he don't know what he's talking about. So at the end of the day, all my gang members, y'all fly safe, y'all stay dangerous. Until the next time, I'll be at y'all, man.
Skirt, nigga slide a chopper in. Nigga slide a chopper in. She looking sexy, it's amazing. Chocolate mom, I'm tryna get you. Part of shades, her booty glazing. Hit my line when you get beers. My little yeah gon' do her scamming. ID cards, info business. If you ain't Glock on personnel, little nigga, you trippin'. On the block with a flame, bitch, we is the flame. Yo nigga ain't a gangster, he ain't got no ranking. She shaking BB Hill, that booty paid for, ain't it? I like natural too, show me what it gave you, baby. She got a thump on her, me likey, mommy. Tell her, baby, big, you can't be my wifey, mommy.
Free my little bro, nigga. Free Gangsta Gang, nigga. I'm DLB, nigga. Free little bro, nigga. Free number 2, nigga. Free Gangsta Gang, nigga. That love, we ain't tryna love, nigga. DLGB, nigga. It's a whole lot of